So for my core message for my chapter, it's kind of right in the title, which is it's not your fault, but it is your problem. So to extrapolate that a little bit, basically what I want people to understand is that just because something is not ultimately your fault, it's not something that you caused, you still have the power to affect the outcome of that result. And to give people that chance to say, you know what, this does suck, but I can do something about it. And I don't have to just, go hide under the covers. I can go do something about it and make this better for me and my life.
Yeah, so all right, so this opportunity arose. And a lot of people will see these, oh, write a chapter for a co-authored book or write a chapter for an anthology. And they look at it and they just watch it pass by. And then sometimes, and the timing is just so, you'll see that opportunity and now is the right time to take advantage of it. What about the now made you think, yeah, I kind of want to do that?
So that's a good question. I've been blogging and writing for, oh, I guess it's been 2 years now. And I like to write. It's easier for me to write. I think you've said this before too. I can write better than I can speak. And so I do enjoy the craft of writing, and I've always kind of enjoyed it. So when this opportunity came up, I didn't shy away. I said, I can do this. I'm pretty sure that I can stand on that stage in my underwear and let people see me. I think I'm ready because I think maybe I'm at the point in my life where I don't really care if people see me in my underwear on the stage. It's kind of like this is it. This is where it is. And I want to help people with this lesson and this message that I have. So it
What,
just felt right.
why do you think it's so scary for people to do this?
I don't know. I think because you're putting yourself on blast, everybody can see you in your underwear. It's things that you wouldn't normally go and say in front of people because it's a different way of speaking and it's a different way of you know um what's the word? I can't think of it. It's literally what I'm trying to do right now. Express yourself. It's a different way of expressing yourself than what, typically just, bantering. And it's just you on the page. There's nothing to hide behind. There's no, oh wait, let me change that. It's all there.
Yeah.
And I actually, as an artist too, like I'll make a painting and I always want to fix it. I always want to change it. I always want to make more edits. And once it's published, there is no more editing. You can't take it back and say, oh, you know what? I wanted to change this part. So I think that also it's so final. There's no clawing back and having a conversation about it.
I also think it's a little bit of, like the title is the wisdom collection. To put your chapter into something called the wisdom collection is to claim a certain expertise.
Yes.
And I think a lot of us, to claim that sort of expertise or to volunteer yourself as having some wisdom to share,
Hmm.
it can feel a little grandiose.
Yeah.
Did you feel that way at all?
A little bit, yes. And I think when you first started talking about this project, you were calling it the best advice you ever got. So that helped to make it seem sort of a little easier for me to access because I was talking about something else, a lesson that I had learned from someone else, and how I took that lesson and used it in my life and with my people and with my clients. And it made it a little bit easier for me to say, I can talk about this because it's not, I didn't create it, even though I'm using it as my own idea, my own platform to teach people. I think that helped me to make it a little bit of an easier jump to say, I can talk about this. This is something that I know about.
Oh, it was a total bait and switch then.
Yeah, it was.
Total bait and
Yeah,
switch.
because we didn't have anything to do with the title. You just did that.
I know. No, you have no control over that, which is another thing
Yeah,
that's so hard to put your stuff in there where
yeah,
you don't have ultimate control.
right. Yeah, yeah.
How do you use your message? How do you use this message out in the world? How do you live it? And then how do you work with this message? Because this is a big part of the work that you do.
Right, for sure. So this message, this lesson of taking responsibility for things that aren't really your responsibility. It's something that I've used for myself. That's part of, I talk about that a little bit in the chapter. It's something that I've definitely used with my children. As a mom, as a working mom, it's something that it keeps coming back up again where I can say, well, it's not your fault, but it is your problem, and you need to, let's buckle down and figure out how we're going to get through this together. And with my clients as well, it's something that people will feel that helplessness of, well, this isn't my fault. I didn't have anything to do with this. And then it's a way to reframe that as saying, well, okay, yeah, that sucks. This does suck that you didn't have anything to do with causing this. But how can we make small steps to give you that power back and to make you feel less helpful? And it's looking at it in a different light of saying, it's not a great situation. It's not something that you caused, but we're gonna figure it out. And you have that capability and you have that, and you're not taking the blame. You're not saying, oh, it's all my fault. Now I have to fix it. You're saying, even though it's not my fault, I'm still gonna have that power to fix things and move on from there. And you don't feel that helplessness anymore.
Yeah,
So
knowing
it's
you the way I
something,
do,
yeah.
knowing you the way I do, I would say you absolutely embody that, and your ability to not only demonstrate it but teach people how to do that
Hmm.
is a super valuable trait. So this this book, even before it's come out, even before it's been released, and we're releasing it very shortly, it gained a lot of media attention. It was splashed over some pretty big sites. And a lot of the authors, I've heard them talk about how they're going to carry on, now that they're in a book that's gotten some real attention. They're seeing ways that they're going to leverage it. They're seeing ways that they're going to be able to use it. Have you thought about how you're going to leverage being in this book?
So that is a good question. I have thought about it. And I have some little, I feel like I keep, like you were saying before, it's scary. So I'm kind of like, I'm not thinking bigger. I need to think bigger and how I can really leverage it and put it out as a, and not just saying to people, hey, I'm in this book, but really using it to, maybe do like a reading somewhere, or having it be something that I can use as a platform to say, hey, let's talk about this, and invite people to read it and then talk about it, sort of thing. But yeah, for it to be a platform as like a media thing, I mean, that was like so crazy to see my name in lights, so to speak. um and that's it is something that I need to think more about, and how I can really help people to get this message, not just my own message, but all of the amazing messages that you've talked about that are coming out in this book. So it's definitely something that I want to help, share the wealth or spread the wealth with
Yeah,
everybody.